go to like certain native cultures and other cultures, they may try to talk that person down because they figure that it's one price and they're in that person's country and they think that it should be another price. And I'm like, no, it needs to be probably the price that that person gave you the first time.
And I understand when you start to work with intermediary like galleries. Of course, galleries, they're really taking advantage of artists. They're taking like 50 or 60% of their commission. So you have to understand, I met a lot of people who came to me and say, I'm so honored and happy to see in direct the artist. They're so happy. It's amazing when you're facing someone you don't know and they say, you've done that? And I say, yes. They're so happy to have a face in front of them. Is her or him the artist? And it's a blessing. When you go to galleries, some people work in galleries, they don't even know about their work. Unfortunately, I don't speak about the owner, but people who work there, they don't even try to think about you can be an amazing artist in the future. So that's why I think we have to be very tough. You have to find different positions, different way to show your message, to do something for others. And when you do something for others, it always works. I believe that. If you try to do, I met different artists who were really upset. They've never been happy. You know why they wanted to be? They wanted to be in museum. And I said, I don't want, my objective is not to be in a museum. No, I just want to be free, showing my work to different people from all over the world. It could be poor, it could be rich, it could be normal. I don't care. I just want to share my creativity, and that's some artists, they lost that feeling, and it's what I realized, and maybe that's why I have lots of energy on my paintings, because I'm connected with something. So and I'm so proud. The experience I had a couple of weeks ago, for 2 weeks, it was amazing experience. Even if it was hard, of course, Stefan helped me a lot in marketing. Doing mails, because my English is a little bit rusty. But I manage. I'm not worried about speaking. I'm not worried about, even if I'm struggling with my words, I'm not worried about speaking. I said we should be the voice. Every artist should be the voice of their work if they're real true artists.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Now, Louisa, of the pieces that you did of these different women, what was one of the stories that, as you were doing these women, caught you off guard? It was a story that you were not expecting. Because like you said, you had different women. You had a woman from Afghanistan, I believe you said you had, of course, yourself in that. But what was the one story that really caught you off guard, that it was the story that you were not expecting?
Yes, so I have to tell you something. How I met all these exceptional women, they came to me. First of all, I wanted to go around me through my friends, and I found Rita, the Ivory Coast lady. She was working for MTA. And after, somebody called me and said, oh, do you think you have some space for my portrait? And I said, whoa, yes, because I was going through a women's community and through Facebook, and they answered me back. And what's happened when I met this exceptional woman, she was coming from Russia, from Siberia, when she was 8. She arrived in California. And she struggled because she was bullying at the school. And so she couldn't speak a word when she was 8 years old. And one of her friends from school was contacting her through messages. She was putting message on her backpack. And, later on, when she grew up, so I can say she struggled in life. She met a man. She was an abused woman, and she nearly died. And after that bad experience, she decided, I don't want anymore to be a victim. So she decided to make her dream come true, and she decided to make like a kind of small startup working with backpack. And she struggled, but she succeeded in a way. And when I see her from all the way, so I feel really proud about what she did. Now she at the beginning she said, I can't be happy, and now she just got married. She have her own company, and that was the first lady I was really impressed. And the second one was from the lady from Puerto Rico. amazing woman. She was 16. When she was 16, she had a baby, and really struggling time. She didn't work. She had to take care with her baby, and she decided to find some work. She worked really very hard. She was, helping elderly people, cleaning these people, handicapped people, and after 20 years, she was working in the same company. It's kind of association for handicapped people. I can give you the name. So it's anyway. It's not really, important. But just to explain, this woman. So she struggled when she was young, being a single mother, and after 20 years, now she's a CEO of this company, and after that, she's the only first lady, a black lady for who's involved in a board of a community in a small village in Westchester, Tokahu, and she's a really amazing woman. I can say every portrait has some things. Even the French woman, the French lady I applied, she arrived 30 years ago here because when she was in France, her dad was a chef. Of course, she wasn't miserable, but her dad was a chef. Had a restaurant, and when she was like 20, her dad said, "Oh, I'm sorry, you won't be able to take over the company. The restaurant. It will be your brother because you're a woman." She felt so upset. She decided to go to New York and to make her life. And so she was really upset. And she decided at the end of the day to create her own company with nothing. And now she's a really powerful woman. She's working with, like a foie gras. I don't know if you heard about D'Artagnan. She's working with different farmers. She gives a lot of jobs to men and to women. So I feel so honored to see this kind of woman helping others, and they're really grateful to others. And when they saw my project, especially this woman, she said, "Somebody help me when I arrive. I want to help you being your portrait." And I feel really so honored.
Definitely. So, and if Louisa, if people wanted to, because we're winding down the show, got about another 5 minutes. If people wanted to learn about the website and they wanted to see these portraits, is there a website where they can see these portraits at?
Sure. So the website is NewYork-her, HER.com. NewYork-her.com.
So they can check out your work there. And Willa, if you could, and I know I'm asking for a lot, but if you got a short 2-minute story, because I definitely want to hear at least one more story, because I love the Willa stories. And if we can get like a short 2-minute one, and if you can also tell folks how they can see your website and see the different things that you're doing, because you do so many amazing things. That's why I was so glad to try to get.
I got a question for the other guests. Did she say NewYork.her, HER.com?
So it's NewYork-her.com.
Okay. So, WillaBrigham.com. If you'll find me under Storyteller. If you want to hear about my cards, send me a little note. WillaBrigham.com or WillaStory@AOL.com. So, 3, 4, 5, story. Boom, boom, shakalaka, boom, boom, hot dog, boom, boom, shakalaka, boom, boom. Now, out in the forest where the grass grows slow is a great big tiger with corns on his toes, boom, boom, shakalaka, boom, boom. And he was always causing problems for the other guys. This great big lion gave a mighty roar, and when he did, the others would shake and shiver and run. What did they do? Shake and shiver and run. But the animals got together because they were tired of shaking and shivering and running from the bully of the lion and said, "We need to do something about that lion." And somebody said, "Well, what you gonna do? Tell me what you gonna do." They didn't know what to do, but one little fella had an idea. It was the jumping jack rabbit. He says, "We need to get rid of this lion, and we need to get rid of him now. We need to feed him 1 meal a day and be done with it." But nobody wanted to agree to that. So he went and told the lion, "We want to feed you 1 meal a day and leave us alone. Just stay away." And the lion did that until he got tired of eating tofu. And then he said, "I want fresh meat." Ha ha. He said, "I want fresh meat. It's really sweet and good to eat. I want fresh meat. And he ended up trying to eat the little rabbit. But the little rabbit says, wait a minute. I have to take you to the biggest guy you've ever seen. This will be the biggest meal you ever had. All you have to do is go get it. He says, well, where is it? He said, follow me. He went walking through the forest and came to a great big hole. And the little rabbit says, well, you're the king of the jungle. You're the king around here. The animal you want to eat is in that hole. And the lion peeped over in the hole and saw the biggest creature he'd ever seen in his life. It scared him to death. His knees started shaking, and the rabbit said, what you gonna do, gonna do, gonna do? Tell me what you gonna do. You the king. Well, the king couldn't be embarrassed by a little bit of rabbit. So he yelled down in the hole, I'm coming for you. And down in the hole, the voice said, I'm coming for you. Wow, the rabbit said, what you gonna do? The lion said, get out of my forest. Down in the hole, he said, get out of my forest. Oh, my goodness. The little rabbit said, you the king. What you gonna do? You the king. The king said, I'm coming for you. And with that, he jumped down in the hole and splashed around looking for that great big creature and found out there was nobody in the hole but him. Up at the top, the little rabbit said, ha, ha, ha. Hee, hee, hee. You ate up the brothers, but you didn't get me. He said, small is mighty when you use your mind. The little guy can win every time. And Jumpin' Jack Rabbit went home to his family and left the lion down in the hole. Well, it just so happens that his sister came along and heard him whining and crying. She says, what's the problem? He says, I'm in this hole and can't get out. She says, been messing with the little guys again, huh? He says, well, she says, if I pull you out, will you promise to leave them alone? He says, yeah. She said, don't you remember what Mama said? What did Mama say? Mama said, small is mighty when you use your mind. The little guy can win every time. So, little guys, use your mind. You don't have to worry about that big bad bully. Use your mind. Dot, 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 dot. Dot, dot.
Wow. Great story. As always, you have amazing stories and very powerful and very true. So as we're heading down, I think we got about 2 minutes to go now. So we usually do like a quick round table. So Dean usually closes it out. But definitely I appreciate the messages that you've given. And I definitely agree that too often we let the bullies try to get us, and we need to understand that even us small folks can have victory as well. Louisa, is there any final thought that you would like to leave our listeners with as we wind everything down? If there's a final thought that you have in your mind.
Just a small word. Just be happy with yourself and enjoy life. Be creative and show everything you can for others.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Willa, any final thoughts for you?
Do what you love and share the joy. The more you give, the more you get.
Stefan, if you're still there, do you have any final words? I know we got it from your wife, but what about you? Do you have any final words or thoughts?
No, the last words for the women. Women, girl power. Hashtag girl power.
Yes.
Definitely very true. The women are definitely giving some great advice, and that is very true. Dean, you got any last thoughts before I tell folks about our guest next week and we get ready to get on out of here?
Yeah, we got a few minutes. As I always say, man, when you walk out your front door, it's showtime and the world is your stage. Just make sure that people are not watching the rehearsal. With that being said, it's the six-man Dean Geronimo. I'm out. Have a great rest of your week.
And next week, we're going to have a guest that's going to be talking about National Reentry Week, because, you know, that was designed by President Obama to help people that are coming out of the penal system. And there's a guy, Tony Spriggs, who is a well-known local musician, but he is also an advocate for folks in the penal system. So he will be our guest next week. I've already heard from him on Facebook, so I know he will definitely be in the house. So we're looking forward to that conversation taking place next week. So he's going to be talking about a prison reentry program that he is very much involved with. We've had others with some reentry programs, but he's going to be telling us about his very special program.
Okay. All right. Well, that's about it for us, man. Y'all have an outstanding week, and we're out.
Thank you.
And I appreciate all of you. Willa, Louisa, Stefan, appreciate all of y'all being on the show. It was great as always, and thanks for being my guest.
Thank you so much.
Good night.
We love it.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Au revoir.